Did you know that something amazing is waiting for you? What about that dream life? What about that health? What about that success? What about the change? What about your growing that business? What about manifesting or creating the things you want, the vision? Did you know that's actually waiting for you right now? It's right next to you. A matter of fact, it's in the same space and time with you. So there is always something amazing waiting for you to experience. But there is a but. But there's always something stopping it, right? So how can I tap into this amazing potential of who I am and experience these things? Well, I'm going to show you right now how it works. You see, we always live two parallel lives simultaneously. There's two simultaneous events happening in the same space and time. There is the decision that you decided to live your dream, and there's a decision that you decided not to right now. Many of us, though, here's the thing about this. Many of us have been taught or been conditioned to think the latter. You see, where our focus goes, that's where our amazing gifts and abilities will come. Also, where our focus goes, it could take us away from our amazing gifts and abilities. Because focus creates energy, energy creates a manifestation. So at all times, the best version of you and the worst version of you are always together simultaneously. But the downside is we've been taught to always choose or focus on the worst version of ourselves. When we focus on the worst version, which is lack, self-doubt, not good enough, other people's opinions, not trusting the process, not believing in yourself, listening to the ego being driven you now take yourself out of that reality to experience the amazing parts of your life. So how can I tune into this amazing part? It's very simple. I just gave you the answer. It's about your focus. Where your focus and attention goes, that's where your gifts and abilities will show. That's where you'll experience manifesting anything you want. That's where you will create abundance. You will create success. All these things are here for you right now in this moment. How do we know that? Quantum physics, laws of science, universe, it shows us. Everything is componently made up of small particles of energy. They are all distorted, or they exist in what's called potentials, meaning they're there existing in every possible outcome that you want until you decide to what? Observe or put your attention on it. When you put your attention on something, it builds, it grows, and it will manifest. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to understand that what I want is always with me or in me. So how can I get it to come out? How can I receive something amazing? Here's the format. Here's the blueprint to do this. To tap into the amazing potential and create your life by design, we must focus on what makes us feel good. We must focus and believe that it's possible, and we must also continuously visualize and see it in our mind's eye. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to see you doing it. If you cannot see yourself doing it or experiencing it, it's not going to happen for you. Point blank. Because everything is a reflection of you and I. We create that way. So if you want to start to tap into the amazing gifts, you have to do two things. Number one, you have to deliberately start to focus on that goal and that attention and see it in the mind's eye. Number two, you have to literally start ignoring your ego. Not in a disorganized way, but in a more mature or precise way. In other words, you hear the ego, but you don't listen to it. So when the mind is filling you up with self-doubt, or you can't do it, or it's difficult, you have to push through that. You have to continually see it in the mind's eye. Because remember this now, this is important here. It's not your ego that creates. It's not the conscious mind that does the creating. Your conscious mind is just an interpreter. It sees after the process. There is a cause and effect. The conscious mind just observes the effect. The cause is lie deep within your subconscious mind. That's where the amazing gifts come from. And they're tied in through what's called your higher self. So, to tap into that field or get that experience in your life, it's really about targeting and focusing all your attention on inside yourself, basically your subconscious mind. We have to start to believe things. You have to see them as happening. And by actually practicing over and over, you'll start to surround yourself to receive this. So what are some ways that I can start to believe, or how can I help myself? Well, number one, continually expose yourself to inspiring content. Number two, continually speak positive of yourself. Number three, surround yourself with like-minded people who will help you, who have the same goals as you. By doing all those things, you'll start to attract and to experience those amazing gifts. But you know what? There's even a more powerful way that you can do that. And it's through meditation. A quiet time when you stay in by yourself in darkness, you will start to receive information. Quiet your mind. Start to listen to yourself. When you meditate, that's when your higher self is talking to you. That's when information comes to you. So if you can't find it or figure it out, then start to practice the meditation. Once you can sit somewhere where it's dark, there's no light, you allow your mind to be still, and now information comes in. The reason you don't want light is because light is a stimuli. Your cells pick it up. You won't get into the state of pure bliss or relaxation. So we have to get into a state of darkness so that the mind can calm down. The cells, the neurons can stop firing off. Now they're in a state of receiving information. And that's when you can get your higher self to talk to you. And that's when you get the confidence, the inspiration, and everything to create what you want. But there's something even more profound I want you to keep in mind about this amazing part of you, this amazing potential that exists for you out there. You see, this thing we call reality isn't really reality, isn't really real. See, what happens is everything is really a perception, and it's all condensed in energy and vibration and illusions. It's like a hologram. So if you think about that, the vision you have, the goal you want to create, the desire you have, it's not only a sign, it's an image, it's a predestination, it's a fruition. It's your version of yourself showing you that this is not only possible, but this is happening somewhere. So once you can understand that, then that's where you can build belief. Now look, your mind is going to do its job, your ego. That's what it does. It's going to try to bring you back to what is called reality. It's going to try to tell you can't do it. It's going to give you all the options why it won't work. That's all right. It's designed to do that. It cannot see beyond the past. So what you have to do, you have to understand and relate to that mind and know that that mind is just limited and it's a survival mind and it's doing the best it can to what it thinks to keep me safe. But you cannot listen to it. You can hear it, but don't listen. If you listen, you now put yourself in another dimension of that self. So you're not going to experience these amazing things. So if you can understand what I'm showing you or I'm teaching you, I'm literally showing you that, look, that there are always two versions of you right now. The version of you that wants to live the glorious, prosperous, happy life. And the version of you that is stuck in a mind of limitation. They're happening right now. And what I'm showing you is that your mind is constantly putting you in a limited version because that's what it's been conditioned to do. But you can break through that version by your focus, your attention, right? And start to believe and see these things as the way I've shown you. Because now what you'll do is you'll condense the space, you will merge that potential, it becomes something actual, and you begin to experience it as something real. So you see that there's really something amazing right here and now for you. All you have to do is tap into it by choosing which side of the frequency you want to entertain. Do I want to entertain the doubt, the self-belief, the lack of self-belief, the worry, the fear? Then that's what you're going to get. Or do I want to start to entertain the possibility, the actuality, the vision, the belief, the feeling that I can get and experience whatever I want? You do that, you're going to create that too. So there you have it. Now you know that there is always something amazing waiting for you.